because we'd have a wall. So I'm going to be signing a national emergency. And it's been signed many times before. It's been signed by other presidents. From 1977 or so, it gave the presidents the power. There's rarely been a problem. They sign it, nobody cares. I guess they weren't very exciting, but nobody cares. They sign it for far less important things in some cases, in many cases. We're talking about an invasion of our country with drugs, with human traffickers, with all types of criminal.
To send armed soldiers to U.S.-Mexico border. He didn't threaten, he's going to send U.S. troops, armed U.S. troops. Now the reason why, a couple of days ago I made a video that Mexican troops had stopped U.S. National Guards. They confiscated U.S. National Guards guns and held them for like 2 hours. Mexican government hours later has responded saying, "We truly apologize. Mexican troops thought that the National Guards were in Mexico's soil, but it was the other way around. National Guards were at U.S. soil. The Mexican troops has jumped the line and were at the American soil." So they were taking National Guards guns in American soil. President Trump didn't like that. President Trump has responded. He's saying, we're going to send armed soldiers to the southern border. We're going to send them. And he also said, never, ever, ever try that again, Mexico. Don't you ever confiscate National Guard's guns. Don't you ever held any National Guards for 2 hours. So, look, all this would have been avoided if there was a wall. Because the thing is, Mexican troops and the U.S. National Guards were in that line of the U.S.-Mexico border. There might have been a confusion. It happens sometimes. But again, this would have been avoided if there were a wall. Now, President Trump is going to send armed soldiers because many people believe that it's more to this story. Maybe the Mexican troops were stopping the National Guard so the smugglers and cartel could bring in their drugs. It's a possibility. Because, look, Mexican troops is not that stupid. They know where the line is at. They know that they are trained for these type of stuff. They know the borderline between U.S. and Mexico border. So this is when President Trump said he's going to send U.S. armed soldiers at the southern border. Now, this is what's going to happen. Because I believe that many states like Arizona or California, they're going to say something about this. We don't want U.S. troops in our state. We don't want them. Like, let's say Governor Michelle from Arizona, she went and she set up militia. So militia is no longer at the southern border. So she could say, well, I don't want the U.S. troops, armed U.S. troops in my state. Well, guess what, Governor Michelle? U.S. National Guards were confiscated. They were kidnapped. Like you said, militia kidnapped. Well, let's turn the table around. National Guard.